If you've ever wondered whether a single moment can quietly change the direction of a life, stay with this story until the very end, and if it touches your heart, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because stories like this are meant to be shared, remembered, and felt together. The first note Mia played trembled just slightly, not because she didn't know the keys, but because the room felt larger than her courage. The grand piano stood like a calm, black ocean in front of her, its polished surface reflecting her small hands and the soft daylight pouring through the tall lobby windows. People filled the chairs behind her, their whispers fading into silence. Somewhere in that quiet, Mia took a breath she didn't realize she had been holding her whole life. She was 7 years old, her feet barely reaching the pedals, her back straight the way her father had taught her, and in that moment she felt a strange mix of fear and excitement that only comes when something truly matters. Lucas sat a few feet away, hands resting on his knees, trying not to lean forward too much. He had practiced that restraint for years, learning how to be present without hovering, proud without pushing. His eyes never left Mia. Every recital hall, every practice room, every late night of quiet music at home had led to this. He remembered the first time she had touched a piano, not as a lesson, but as an accident. She had been 3, wandering through a community center while he filled out paperwork, and her fingers had landed on the keys like curious birds. The sound had startled her, then delighted her. She laughed, a sound brighter than the note itself, and Lucas felt something settle into place inside him, something that told him their lives were about to change in ways he couldn't yet name. Evelyn sat in the front row, her posture gentle, her smile soft but steady. Her eyes glistened, not from sadness, but from the quiet weight of continuity. She had seen generations come and go through music, watched children grow into themselves through sound and silence. She had taught Lucas once, long ago, when he was a restless teenager trying to outrun his own grief by pressing it into piano keys. Now she was here again, watching his daughter do the same thing in her own innocent way. To Evelyn, this wasn't just a recital. It was a circle completing itself. Mia's story did not begin on this stage. It began years earlier in a small apartment where the walls were thin and the nights were often quiet in a heavy way. Lucas had learned how to cook simple meals, braid hair from online tutorials, and listen more than he spoke. After Mia's mother passed away, the world seemed to ask Lucas questions he didn't have answers to. How do you raise a child when you're still learning how to survive your own days? How do you explain loss to someone who still believes everything lost can be found again? Lucas didn't try to answer those questions out loud. Instead, he learned to build routines. Breakfasts with silly songs, walks to school with stories about clouds and streets that secretly listened. And, eventually, evenings with a piano they bought secondhand, its keys slightly worn, its sound imperfect but honest. Mia struggled at first. Her fingers were small, her patience smaller. Some days she would slam the keys in frustration, tears blurring the notes. Lucas would sit beside her, not correcting, not scolding, just listening. You don't have to be perfect, he would say. You just have to keep going. Those words were for both of them, even if only one of them realized it. Music became their shared language, the place where things didn't have to be explained to be understood. Evelyn entered their lives when Lucas finally admitted he needed help. She saw immediately what he could not yet see in himself, that he wasn't just teaching Mia music, he was teaching her resilience. Evelyn didn't rush Mia. She let silence sit when it needed to, let wrong notes exist without judgment. Music, she told Mia once, isn't about never making mistakes. It's about learning how to come back to the melody. Mia nodded, not fully understanding, but feeling the truth of it somewhere deep inside. The weeks leading up to the recital were not easy. Mia had nightmares about forgetting the song, about her hands freezing, about everyone staring. Lucas pretended to be calm, but at night he would sit alone at the piano after Mia fell asleep, playing softly, reminding himself that courage doesn't mean the fear disappears. It means you carry it with you and move anyway. Evelyn encouraged them both. This recital isn't a test, she said. It's a conversation. Let Mia speak. And now, on this bright day, Mia pressed the keys again, this time with steadiness. The melody unfolded like a story she knew by heart. Her shoulders relaxed. The piano no longer felt like an ocean but like a friend. Lucas felt his chest tighten, not with worry, but with something warmer, something that felt like pride mixed with gratitude. He wasn't just watching his daughter play music. He was watching her trust herself. Evelyn closed her eyes briefly, listening. She could hear the echoes of the past in Mia's playing, not as burden, but as foundation. This was what hope sounded like when it wasn't loud. This was continuity, quiet joy, the passing of something precious without force. When the final note faded, there was a pause, a sacred breath where no one moved. Then applause rose, gentle at first, then full. Mia stood, bowing the way she had practiced, her smile shy but real. She looked to Lucas instinctively, and he nodded, his eyes shining. In that look was everything he had ever wanted to say. You did it. You're stronger than you know. I'm here. Later, after the chairs were folded and the lobby grew quiet again, Mia held Lucas's hand and asked, "Did I do okay?" He knelt to her level. "You did more than okay," he said. "You were brave." Evelyn joined them, placing a hand on Mia's shoulder. "And bravery," she added, "sounds beautiful on you." As they walked out into the daylight, the world looked the same, but it wasn't. Something had shifted, not because of applause or performance, but because Mia had learned that her voice mattered, and Lucas had learned that guiding someone forward sometimes heals you too. If there's one thing this story leaves behind, let it be this: life doesn't ask us to be perfect, only present. The moments that shape us often arrive quietly, disguised as first recitals, small victories, or simple courage. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, like the video, and subscribe to the channel, because more stories like Mia's are waiting, and they might just be the reminder someone else needs to keep going.